Hey guys, hey, I am here for Ellen who needs some options for push-ups because of her rotator cuff problems with her shoulders. So I'm thinking to myself, you know, if one person needs a little help, then someone else, I'm sorry, I'm moving my camera. Somebody else is gonna need a little help with the same thing. So when you are doing push-ups, think about what muscle groups are working. So your pecs, across your chest, your biceps, your shoulders, your triceps. It's major core work. Your butt, your glutes, your hips, your quads, your hamstrings. Yeah, all of it. So a push-up on your toes is a complete, full body, total body exercise. So to change that around and make all of those muscles work, to change it so you're not having to do those push-ups with bad shoulders, try a couple of these, you guys. All right, so the first thing, the most simple thing you can do to change it up would be a chest press and a chest fly. So that's gonna work the core and the chest, right? As long as you're engaged in that core, keep your lower back down on the floor. So here's my Beachbody jump mat. Yeah, I know, I love it because they're like really thick. Now, just so you know, you don't have to have heavy weights to do this, right? I love heavy chest press like the next guy. I love heavy chest press. These are light weights right now because I'm just going to show you a couple things. So chest fly, I don't want your arms here. And the reason I don't want your arms here is because that's really a bad alignment for your shoulders. So push your arms slightly away from you towards your legs. So it is over your mid chest line, not your heart line. So you're here. Bend your elbows a little bit, open it up, and only come half to 3/4. Then squeeze your abs, bring it back in. So let's see if I can get it from this angle. There we go. So you come out halfway to 3/4. You squeeze your chest, and you tighten your abs to bring the weights back in. So that's a fly. That's your chest fly. Your chest press, military press. Your arms are in that same position, so they're not up. I kind of like that angle. It's kind of fun. So they're not up over your heart line, but they are at your mid-chest line, right? So you come down to 90 degrees. Don't hit the floor, right? And you push it back up. Push it back up. So one of the main things you have to think about when you're doing chest flies and chest press is what are you working, right? So from here, you want to roll your hips up so your low back is on the floor. That means your abs are nice and tight, super engaged. You use your chest, your pecs, armpits, abs to push up. Then you pull apart and down. So use your abs, use your chest, use your armpits to push up and to pull down. You might feel your triceps working a little bit there. All right, so that covers part of it, but that's not covering your butt and your quads and your hamstrings, all that other stuff that's actually working with you, right? When you're doing a push-up. So let's do this. So we can do the flies again, or we can do the press again. So if I'm going to do a chest fly, I'm going to add myself a hip bridge up with the chest fly here. And if you're really creative, just do one leg, right? If you're really creative, and this is going to kill your glutes, right? It's going to give you some super strong glutes. You can do the chest press in the same position, right? So try those. And like I said, don't use really heavy weight for that stuff. There's no reason to, unless you're doing Body Beast or something like that, right? So you can use 10s or 12s or whatever, right? So next we're gonna do a plank and a hover, right? So now if walking up into a plank, hands under shoulders, hurts your shoulders more than a hover, which is on forearms, right? Hover. Then do the hover. If it hurts less, do the plank. You have to decide what works for you. So if you're in a hover, I'm gonna turn sideways, start here, just start lying down. Put your forearms on the mat. Then all I want you to do is lift your hips. So if you're here, when you lift your hips, you know that ain't gonna be right? So push your chest over your forearms. Now, feel yourself spread your chest. So, to see what that looks like, I got my feet up on the couch because there's no room. To see what that looks like, you're here, feel it spread across the chest. You probably won't see any movement, but you'll definitely feel, right? Across the chest. Spread the chest. Get the weight out of the shoulders, right? So from your knees, curl your toes under, squeeze your knees up into the back of your leg. If you've noticed that you pushed back a little bit, that's okay, don't worry. Push forward again. So get your body nice and long, flat, from the head to the toes. Get your feet a little wider than hip distance. You can do your feet wider than hip distance, right? So you're here. I've got my feet wider than hip distance. You can push yourself forward and back, right? You can lift one toe. You can lift the other toe. You can drop your knees, which might be a really good one for you if your shoulders are messed up. So what does that do for you? That works you from head to toe. That works your core. That works your glutes. That works your quads and hamstrings. It works your chest. You name it, it works. If you need to do it on your hands, do it on your hands. I'm going to scoot this back. Do it on your hands instead of your feet. Or I'm sorry, instead of your forearms. Get your feet wide. See, I just stepped out. I don't know if you can see. I stepped out wide. So you can do the same thing. Step out wide. All right, now one of my favorite exercises to do in a hover or even in a full arm plank is an inchworm. And remember when I said don't push your butt back? I'm going to tell you to do that now, right? All right, so here we go. We're in our plank or we're in our hover. You push back and you push chest forward. You push back and forward. So your heels are going back, your chest is going forward. So you go from heel to toe, heel to toe, heel to toe. I hope that works for you. And I hope you like my not tired shift shop shirt. Because I love it. All right, see you later. Bye.